If today feels intense, like things are happening faster, like reactions are stronger, like situations are becoming more direct, this isn't random. This is activation. Everything that has been building over the past few days is now moving. Pluto turns retrograde today, which shifts everything inward, bringing deeper truths to the surface. At the same time, Mars squares Jupiter, amplifying action, confidence, risk. And Mercury squares Pluto, intensifying thinking, communication, perception. So what you get is a combination of forces: deep awareness and strong impulse, clarity and urgency, insight and pressure to act. You may notice that things feel more immediate today, less space between thought and action, less tolerance for delay, more intensity in how you respond. You may also see external situations reflecting what you've been processing. Conversations becoming more direct, situations becoming more intense, things coming to a point that can no longer be avoided. Because today is not about build-up anymore. It's about movement. So if today feels stronger, faster, more intense than the past few days, it's because you've reached the point of activation. What you're experiencing today is not one single influence. It's multiple forces activating at once, and each one is shaping your response differently. Pluto turning retrograde is pulling everything inward, bringing deeper truths to the surface. Not new truths, but ones that have been there, now impossible to ignore. You may feel a stronger awareness of power dynamics, control, influence, what's really happening beneath the surface. At the same time, Mercury squaring Pluto intensifies your thinking. You're not just observing, you're analyzing deeply, reading between lines, seeing hidden meanings, understanding things at a deeper level. But that depth can also become sharp. Your thoughts can feel more intense, your words more direct, your communication more precise, and sometimes more confrontational. Then, Mars squaring Jupiter adds action, drive, confidence, the urge to move forward, but amplified, which means everything feels bigger, more important, more urgent, more necessary to act on now. And when you combine all three, you get intensity. You see more, you feel more, and you want to act on it immediately. That's why today feels like a peak, because awareness is meeting action without much space in between. So what you're experiencing is not just clarity, it's clarity under pressure, and pressure that wants release. This is where today becomes decisive, because when awareness and action collide, reaction becomes powerful. The first trap is confrontation without control, saying what you've been holding, acting on what you've realized, pushing forward with what feels clear, but doing it with too much force. Because Mercury square Pluto makes communication sharp, precise, direct, unfiltered, and without awareness, that turns into conflict, not clarity. The second trap is overextension, trying to do too much, taking on more than necessary, pushing harder than needed, believing everything must move now. Because Mars square Jupiter amplifies confidence, but also risk. And when you move from that state, you can go beyond what's sustainable. There's also a subtler pattern today. power struggle, not always external, sometimes internal, trying to control outcomes, trying to control others, trying to force direction instead of allowing it. Because Pluto energy is about control, and when it activates, the instinct is to dominate. But real power is precision, not force. So the real calibration today is controlled expression, not holding everything in, but not releasing everything at once, speaking with awareness, acting with intention, moving with precision. Because what makes today powerful is not how much you do, it's how well you direct what you do. So, how do you move through this intensity without creating conflict and without losing control of your direction? You act with precision. Because today is not about suppressing action, it's about directing it. Start by slowing the moment of reaction, even slightly, just enough to choose your response instead of releasing it automatically. Because what you do today has more impact than usual. You can also prioritize clearly. Not everything that feels urgent is equally important. Choose one direction, one focus, one action that actually matters, and stay with that. Because scattered action wastes this energy. Focused action uses it. You may also need to regulate your communication. Speak clearly, but not aggressively. Be direct, but not forceful. Say what is necessary, not everything you feel, because clarity does not require intensity. You can also check your intention before acting. Are you moving to create progress or to release pressure? Because those are not the same, and only one leads forward. You may also find it helpful to hold back slightly, even when you feel ready to push forward, not to delay progress, but to maintain control, because control is what keeps your direction aligned. So today, act with awareness, speak with precision, move with intention, because this energy can create real progress if you use it correctly. Let everything settle here. Not to reduce what happened today, but to stabilize it. Because today was not just intense, it was decisive. So take a breath, steady, controlled, unforced, and notice what remains after the peak begins to pass. There's clarity here, not the kind that comes from thinking, but the kind that comes from experience. Because what you felt today, what you said, what you did, what you almost did, all revealed something real about your direction, your control, your patterns, and that awareness is what matters most. Not every action was perfect, not every reaction was controlled, but something became clear, and that clarity is what transforms this moment. So not everything needs to be corrected, not everything needs to be fixed. Some things just needed to happen so you could see them. So as you move forward from here, stay with that. What did today show you? Where did you feel in control, and where did you lose it? What felt aligned, and what felt reactive? Let those answers guide you. Not judgment, not pressure, just awareness. Because what activated today is not the end. It's the beginning of deeper transformation. And if this helped you understand something, even slightly, return to it. Not to relive the intensity, but to refine the clarity.